From the convention floor, we're joined by Mike Dillon, a delegate at large with the California delegation, and an interesting work history, including some projects that you worked on that our viewers would know about. What are some of those?
Well, you mean from the design side or from the fix it afterwards sign?
Both.
From the fix it afterwards sign, probably one of the most interesting one was the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. After the 1993 bombing, asked me to come in and study the facility and find out what things could be made or done to make the facility safer if some idiot came up with an idea like that again.
And this was in your capacity as a construction engineer?
As a mechanical design engineer, yeah. My particularly best known specialty is contaminant movement within buildings, such as smoke during a fire or things of that sort. And they wanted to know how could they keep the places safe inside the building, because it's so impractical to try to get everybody out all at once in a single shot. And so we looked at it to see how would the smoke move throughout the building depending on where the fire was and what the temperature conditions were outside and the wind condition. And then figure out how we could isolate it to limited areas so that people would have time to escape. And we tried, but then we didn't anticipate what happened in 2000. So 93 was a very different issue.
Everybody has a story about where they were on 9/11 and what they thought, but can you talk about yours?
I was just getting into my office because I always started early. And I had heard about it, and I turned it on, and I saw what was going on, and immediately called the chief of the fire department, the Manhattan Bureau that I knew, and said, get your people out of there, because I knew the building intimately enough. I knew it was coming down, and I lost friends in that building, and it's hard for me to talk about that.
And it wasn't just the Twin Towers you worked on other buildings at the World Trade Center.
Yeah, the Marriott there, the Customs building, all of those ones around, and I did the fit out for Drexel Burnham Lambert on behalf of Larry Silverstein was at World Trade Center 6. I think it was 6, but I can't remember. It might have been 7. Yeah, I think it was World Trade Center 7. Yeah, 6 was the Customs House. So.
How'd you become a delegate?
I've been involved in politics since I was dialing phones for JFK in '60, but I've always sat in the bleachers and watched what went down on the floor and had my drink. This time, because I considered it an existential episode in politics, I mean, this is really important this year. I decided it would be more important for me to be down here where I could negotiate with folks from Bernie's side of the world and make sure that we came together one way or another and went forward as a unified group.
Do you think you've accomplished what you set out to do this cycle?
I never count my chickens before the eggs have hatched. I learned a long time in politics, you can't outguess what people are going to do. All you can do is lay the facts in front of them, be as persuasive as possible, and wait for them to make their decision.
And what are you going to do after Thursday's over?
I'm going to go back home and I'm going to work my ass off all over the country trying to make sure that Hillary gets elected, because this country can't live with the kind of thing that Donald Trump would bring. We cannot be a place of hatred and division. That's not what we're about. We've got to come together.
Mike Dillon with the California delegation. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Have a good one.